National Water has moved through a long journey ever since 1986 up to present, because, for example, in 1986, when this new government came in, we were operating in 6 towns. But as I talk now, we are operating in over 250 towns of Uganda. And the coverage at that time in the 6 towns was about just less than 16%. But as I talk now, the coverage in our urban centers in the 250 towns is about 78%. So, and the people who were served in 1986 were less than 200,000. Very few people were served, including even having intermittent supply. Even where we had pipes, there was no water. Places like Kororo, places like even here in the middle of town, the water was not enough because the systems were dilapidated. But as I talk now, the systems are working. We have more than 18 hours of supply, and more than 8 million people are served in the urban centers. Now, in terms of the infrastructure, the network, we had less than 1,000 kilometers in 1986. Now, as we talk now, we have another 15,000 kilometers of network, meaning that we have now spread out. We have spread out, and very many people are now accessible to water supply. And if you also look at what was happening in 1986, the legislative environment, the enabling environment was not good. It was much easier to interfere with the operations of the corporation. But with time, this government put in place an enabling environment which has enabled all of us to operate in a transparent manner and to be able to serve people and to be accountable to the people. In the near future, we are looking at serving everybody. We are looking at reaching 100% coverage. We have 100% service coverage acceleration project, whereby we are looking at 100% service coverage for all the people. And we are looking at national water serving more than 300 towns of Uganda, meaning that almost all the urban centers will be covered with water, including even the surrounding rural areas. We are also looking at more technology in the water sector, using more of also some solar systems so that we have cheaper power for our systems. We are also looking at more sewage, because right now our sewage coverage is very low. It is about 6 in Kampala, but in the next 5 years we need to be more than 30% sewage coverage, and more of these other places with affordable sanitation facilities. We are also looking at all these other towns where we are to have sludge handling facilities so that people's health can be improved through improved sanitation. We are also looking at all these other places, the towns where we are, the water supply, the production has been overstripped by demand. So we want to go in there and see how we can increase water production through a number of ways, using underground water, using surface water, using transmitting water from far distances. For example, you see like in Mbarara, we are getting water from Kagera because the stream there, River Wiz, dries very often. So all these long distance transportation of water supply, bulk supply, is going to be implemented. We are also looking at a national water which is more self-sustaining, which is doing most of the investments using its own resources. Because right now, our operating surplus, the money we plow back into investments, has reached about 100 billion. So we think in the next 5 years we should be in over 200 billion as money which we have within ourselves to be able to invest in the network. So we are looking at a more self-sustaining institution that can easily access the market financing, discuss with the financial markets, get the money and be able to pay it back as an institution. We are looking at an institution with a very, very strong workforce, because you cannot have an institution without people, without well-trained people, people who can be there to take leadership positions. Ugandans, we should be very, very thankful to our government for all these achievements which we have made. We see light at the end of the tunnel. We see things moving. So we should really support each other. We should not, sabotage development activities, because I see this country moving forward, especially in the area of water and sanitation.